Hey guys, a quick little insert here before we start the episode. You gotta notice I make a lot of mistakes in terms of like, oh, we're moving on to the free agent period, to the re-sign phase, and all that stuff. This was a stressful episode to record. A lot of big moves happen, along with the fact that the entire time I kept thinking there were going to be more errors to pop up, and I was just getting nervous that this episode wouldn't make it. So please excuse the mistakes. And to be honest, who knows? Maybe you wouldn't even have noticed them if I didn't make this little intro change. But in the meantime, enjoy this episode, guys. And we are back. How's it going, everybody? Tuka here, back again with another edition of my NHL 16 Boston Bruins GM mode. And yes, the answer to your question is yes. I am still the saltiest goddamn person on the face of this earth. I'm still very salty that the first couple of recordings, the first 4 or 5 recordings, honestly, that didn't make the cut, that had the errors, where we probably would have at least gone to the second round. Yeah, I'm very salty. Those weren't the ones that eventually ended up on YouTube, but this was. We're going to move forward, we're going to march on, and big changes are coming to this team. But first off, as you can see, the Stanley Cup champions are the San Jose Sharks. Feel free to look at the bracket, but had we won, we would have gone on to face Montreal in the first round. Wouldn't that just have been nice? To face Montreal in the first round. And as far as player awards go, we'll just scroll through these really quick. Tuukka Rask, of course, wins the Vezina. Bergeron wins the Selke, and that's where it really hurts, is to know that we had a Vezina and Selke winner on this team, and it is probably the last time we will have this Vezina winner on our team. We're at the draft. We have a lot of things going on here. A lot of people expiring, free agents. I showed that off in the last episode, I think, even if I didn't, whatever. But we're going to get into the draft here, and it absolutely pains me to do it. We're going to trade Tuukka Rask. We have to, and we have to get a big offensive player. I'm not sure who that's going to be. I'll cut back to this once I know who I want to go for. No, it probably won't be Ovechkin. Actually, how old is Alex Ovechkin? 33 is a bit too old. We need someone a little bit younger who still has potential, but our defense is set for the future. Our goaltending is set for the future. We need another offensive dynamo. Then we're going to shake up a couple things on the team and see where we stand heading into next season. So I'm sure this isn't what you were expecting when you saw the Edmonton logo, but it is near impossible to get the big names off of this team. Hall, McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, it's near impossible. So we're going with 2 lesser guys on the totem pole, Draisaitl and Yakupov. Draisaitl is the 3rd elite center on this team. They don't need him. It would really be a boost for us, and Yakupov coming off a 52-point season as well. First round pick, just because. There's no way it goes through. We'll have to edit this, and indeed we will, but it's just a matter of getting these to balance out properly, and it's near impossible. Again, with the difficulty setting this high, perhaps I could lower the trade difficulty. That's up to you guys. That way we don't have to give up as much as we tend to do in these trades, but let's try it. Rask for Draisaitl, Yakupov, and a 3rd round pick. If that doesn't go through, and since that didn't go through, Draisaitl and Yakupov straight up for Tuukka Rask. So it's a gigantic deal. It's a gigantic deal, but it gets us some depth. Leon Draisaitl is going to hopefully be our number 1 center. Of course, Blake Spears and Austin Czarnik battling for that number 2 spot. Did we get as much as I would have hoped for? No, but we are bringing in 2 50-point getters in this deal, and it gives us a little bit more offensive depth rather than getting just that one big guy. So I'm a little bit questionable on it myself, but we'll just have to see what happens down the line, especially now with Draisaitl having an expiring contract. But we should have no problem affording him, because we will be letting certain people go. So the trade's been done. Draisaitl and Yakupov for Tuukka Rask. Edmonton gets what they need. We get what we need. Again, I didn't test this out beforehand, and I was really thinking at the time I did it that they would decline it. They didn't, but at the very least, I'm content with that. Carolina's offering us a little bit of depth. We'll decline that for now. We need our high draft picks, and Detroit's going to offer the same thing. I forgot to edit our trading block prior to entering this, but it's an interesting trade. It's an interesting trade, but again, we get 2 goal scorers. We need goal scorers. We need depth on this team. I got a feeling I might get roasted for that trade just a little bit, but we're going to roll with it. Now, as far as the draft goes, let's see who has the highest potential. We are currently in the second round, 54th overall. There's a top 9 guy, a couple of bottom 6 potential guys. This guy, Hallweg, is projected to go in the second or third round. He is a playmaker. We scouted him 5 times from the Niagara Ice Dogs, but again, a playmaker only projected to be bottom 6. That's not what you want. You want him to be a top end guy. Again, more bottom 6 potential snipers projected to go at this time of the draft. There's an enforcer projected to go in the second round. Right. I might just take the risk and go with the guy who's projected right here, top 9, the playmaker Calvert. Then again, maybe we could get him later on. We could get him later on. Is there any way I can I'm going to hit the A button here. I don't remember because it's late. Okay, no, I'm not going to draft him. I think we'll probably go for the guy projected in the second or third round. Holloway or Gannon. Let's see. Robinson Gannon, 20-year-old sniper. Didn't scout him as much. Or Rich Hallweg, the center. Again, we have a lot of center depth. It might be better to go with Gannon. We got a minute and a half to decide here. How about Gagliardi? Only medium bottom 6 potential. Only scouted him twice. We don't know as much about him. We're going to go with Robinson Gannon because we need a little bit of winger depth. So there you have it, our first pick. Again, you're not missing much when I cut this stuff out. I just kind of take a look at everybody, see who the best option is, and take it from there. But here we go now. Our next pick is in the third round, feeling the effects of some trades that, of course, haven't panned out for us. Calvert is still available, and actually, when is our next pick after this? It will be in round 4. First pick, wow, we have the first and second pick of round 4. Perfect. So right now we'll take someone who's projected to go a little bit higher than Calvert in terms of who still has decent enough potential. We still have some bottom 6 forwards available. We have this right winger here. What a frickin' name. Kozhevnikov. Jesus Christ. Gesundheit. The Russian 2-way forward, bottom 6 forward. Not too bad. Only scouted him 3 times. Pavel Habibulin, the left wing sniper, was actually looking pretty good in terms of his stats. There were a couple of other people. Pierre Menard, we haven't really scouted too much. And I think that was it in terms of these players. So it's the left wing sniper or the right wing 2-way forward. What do we go with? That is the question. Menard, Kuznetsnikov, 18, 19. Poof. Each scouted 3 times. Habibulin skating's a bit weak. Oh, what to go with? He already has... You know what? Let's go with the guy whose name I can't pronounce. Why the hell not? And we might still be able to pick up Habibulin here at the start of the 4th round. Let's sim this Sharks pick. Make sure they don't get anybody that we want. Mark Giordano off to St. Louis. Don't make me scroll all the way through this. See, this is going to be a longer episode because you guys wanted to see more of the draft. Menard goes. These will be the last 2 picks that we make, and then we will cut into free agency. But just to be safe, we're going to take Calvert and get our guy there. That's probably going to be the only center I'm going to take. We're not going to need center depth now that we have Leon Draisaitl, which is, I still can't get over that trade. Legitimately, I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision. All I know is we got 2 players who are going to help this team. And then, you know what? Let's take Habibulin as well. Why not? So from here, we're going to cut this, and I will see you guys in the free agent period. And here we go now as we move into the free agent signing period. I forgot this comes before. Still a little bit shaken up over the fact that we've made as big of a trade as we did, and I'm really interested to see too. I don't know how much we'll do in free agency because I really want to see how our team progresses. The big jump always happens as you enter the preseason, so I want to see exactly what happens. And unfortunately, we are going to have to let a few guys go that we won't be able to get anything for. But there are going to be a lot of changes. I'll be taking a look at the team and letting you guys know along the way so that we can speed up this episode. Goaltender, we're sending Ludovic Weber a 3-year deal. He's 22 years old now. Whether or not he's ready for that backup spot or not, we will find out. Lars Volden, in the meantime, we're going to let go. It would be nice to have him down in the AHL, although if we do sign a better backup goalie, that'll be Weber's spot. So we're going to let Lars Volden go because I do want to sign this goalie here, Fitzpatrick, since he's a 73 overall already, and we'll give him a chance to prove his worth down in Providence. Dahlman, who we drafted a couple of years ago, still only projected to be an AHL guy. We're going to let him go, and then Hextall is a goalie we just picked up in the most recent draft. Defense, and here's where a lot of changes come in, and a couple of them are really tough to make. As you guys can see, Lozon and Zaboral have already made such a huge jump that we have no choice but, again, as planned, to cut Jason Demers. Moving on from there, Hedman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the cutoff point. Travis Hamonic is probably going to be traded. We'll see what we can get for him, because honestly, it's him or Arneson. Arneson still has a little bit of maneuverability. Carlo's looking for a deal. The question is now, do I want to send... We'll send Arneson a deal. We'll see what Linus Arneson's looking for. That's not too bad of a contract. You know, I'm going to sign Linus Arneson to this deal, and who knows, maybe we'll end up trading him away to begin with. We, of course, need to sign Brendan Carlo to a deal. We're not even going to waste any time. He's also top 6 defenseman now, only looking for a 1-year deal. Jared Hauff looking for a new contract. He's pretty much going to be a staple, kind of what I wanted Tommy Cross to be early on in this series. Abney, who is a pick of ours very early on as well, 22 years old. His potential's not going up, but we'll sign him just for the hell of it. We still have plenty of contract spots, and I believe that is it for defensemen. So right now, Jason Demers is the only change, but something else is going to have to go. Someone else is going to have to go. Right wing, I don't know what to do with Matt Zuccarello. We're going to wait in the meantime because Senshin and Ho-Sang are already here. Matt Zuccarello might be going. He might have in the end just been a rental, which means this deal wouldn't have worked out. But again, I didn't plan on getting Nail Yakupov, and Zuccarello, despite having a good regular season, didn't do jack for us in the playoffs. He only had 46 points, too, in the regular season. So we'll keep an eye on Zuccarello, but in the meantime, Ho-Sang is an absolute must to re-sign. He's willing to accept a 2-way deal as well, so we might as well just give him what he wants, save a little bit of money. Tyler Randall, I might finally have to let go. You know, I wanted him here. The 4th line didn't do too bad for us in the regular season, but in the playoffs, you know, they just really couldn't hold down their spot. Next up to go, as expected, it's Brian Ferlin. Never really progressed into anything, and man, I am losing my voice, but that is okay, because that is the last right wing move we need to make. Here's the guy whose name I can't pronounce. Projected bottom 6 forward, 67 overall. Not too bad, but he is going to need some work. Left wings, again, as expected, we need to resign Artemi Panarin. He's not asking for as much as I thought he would. Somehow he's dropped due to the morale system from 1st line to 3rd line, which in a way might benefit us if he can rebound and get that morale back. Jake DeBrusk, of course, we have to re-sign. Asking for under $3 million, fine by me. We'll re-sign Paquin Boudreau as well. I just want to get these guys on lock. Paquin Boudreau looking for a buffer deal. We'll give that to him. Brad Marchand, this is the big one. We're going to let him go. We've gotten Marshy twice now. Twice. Both times he's turned out to be just nothing but an issue. So Marchand's gone, and we're going to hopefully have one of these young guys step up and take that full-time spot. Matt Mastella gets a deal. We're going to let go of Anthony Kamara. I don't see him. He might spot into the team. I'm not sure. But again, this is the time to make those changes. We'll re-sign Warren, who we drafted a few years ago, and just get him down in Providence. And as far as centers go, guys, we're stacked right now. Bergeron, we need to re-sign Draisaitl. Obviously, this is going to be a pretty big deal. We need to resign Austin Czarnik as well. Michael Chaput, we're going to release. I think I'm going to drift away towards the fourth line, grind it out style, but let's re-sign Czarnik. And Travis Raymond, who we drafted not too long ago, will also get a contract. Noah Fitzgerald, I think it's Noah Fitzgerald, we'll resign him as well, just as a prospect. So the only remaining guy we are undecided on is Zuccarello. We're going to see who we can resign and then potentially move him if need be, or sign. So we move ahead. Artemi Panarin is back, and again, hopefully we can get him to rebound to a first-line guy. John Abney, Leon Draisaitl is here. Fitzgerald, Nolan Fitzgerald, not Noah. Taylor Lier, I never knew how to pronounce his name. He's back, though. Arneson, Czarnik, Raymond, Warren, Hosang, Mistele. Is anybody going to decline as we speed through these? And nobody declined, but as you can see, 92, 92, 90 for our ratings. Not too bad. Let's go take a look at what we're looking at here. $68 million on the cap. 82 is the ceiling. We have more than enough to re-sign Matt Zuccarello and still potentially make a splash in the free agent market. So we'll give Matt Zuccarello a year. Well, actually, let's see what he asks for. He's asking for 4. That is way too much, and I know it drops his money total down by quite a bit. God, 4 years is too much. That is too much term. Let's go to 3 and see if he accepts $3 million on the dot. I'll give him 3 years, but he probably won't make it to the end of that term if he can't produce in the playoffs. Let's sim ahead, see if our last guy needed signs that contract. He does. So we are here. It is the beginning of free agency. Let's take a look at who the big fish are. Nobody amazing this time out. So right now we have 6 roster spots available, and of course at center we are absolutely stacked. It's kind of weird in terms of how it shows you, but at center we are stacked. At left wing, do we need another addition? We could use another addition at left wing, and then at right wing, that is not what I meant to do. At right wing, let's take a look. 78 for Blomqvist. Right wing, we're pretty much covered. So really the main thing right now that we need to look for is a strong left wing, and then I do want to keep a lot of cap space open, just in case we decide to make a move at the trade deadline, which I would hope that this team is good enough. We actually need to take a quick look at goaltenders as well. Are there decent backups? And really, there aren't that many decent backups either in terms of people we could sign. So in the meantime, we won't go after a backup. I imagine that most of these guys will still be there in case Weber doesn't pan out. But as far as left wings go, not exactly the most amazing options, particularly with what people are looking for. I am going to try to offer Jeff Skinner a deal. I doubt he will take it. He's actually getting a lot of interest, but since we have the cap space, as you can see right there, it might change a little bit pending on once we get the roster set up. I'm going to offer Jeff Skinner $4.25. They might not take this, but I'll offer him $4.25 as this glitches out for some weird reason. $4.25 at 1 year. We'll see if he accepts that. Matt Molson, we will also offer a cheap deal just to see if he takes it, just so that they can be an extra guy in case the person we pick up doesn't exactly turn into a like a prospect that we have. Just in case they don't progress, we could get a veteran under contract. We'll start with those 3, see what happens, and really that is the only signing that we need to make. A couple days into it now, Matt Molson has declined, Jeff Skinner has declined, but Joffrey Lupul has accepted. So we have Joffrey Lupul on a 1-year deal. Look at those grades now, 93, 92, 90. That should be good enough. Lupul is here. We're going to sim ahead now to the preseason and take a look at our team. And again, potentially trade Travis Hamonic, depending on how certain people have progressed. But welcome aboard, Joffrey Lupul. Good to have you. Considered trading for you many times, but I don't want to trade within the division. So guys, it's time to look at the roster. We are finally here in the preseason, and our team's looking amazing. I'm just going to be dead honest. This team's looking amazing, and we got some of that progression I was hoping for. Malcolm Subban, 92 overall, is our starter. Ludovic Weber, 79 overall, is the backup. He didn't progress, but again, I say we give him a chance and go to the free agent route. That was not English. We'll use the free agent route if need be. The only other goalie under contract right now is Fitzpatrick. He grew to a 75 and could be our future backup. Defense, guys, this is the big one. Like, this is huge. Wait until you see this. Unbelievable. Hedman, 89. Krug, 87. Lozon, 85. He grew to a fucking 85. Hamonic and Morrow at 84s. Arneson at 83. Carlo at 83. We're not done. Look at how these guys have progressed. Zaboral is an 84. Day is an 81. Strand is an 80. We are, without a doubt, the most stacked team in the league on defense. So yes, we're gonna have to make some moves. Flat out, if you count this out, Hedman, Krug, first pairing. Lozon, Hamonic has to go. That leaves us with 6 to begin with. Linus Arneson's probably going to be traded. Maybe Joe Morrow will be traded. I'm not quite sure, but we need to free up 2 spots. Hamonic has to go, and somebody else has to go to fit Zaboral on here. Sean Day is still listed as a depth defenseman, so we can get away with having him in the minors, but he is so close as well to being ready. So defensively, this team is looking amazing. At forward, we have some questions. Pasta, Yakupov, Zuccarello, Senshin, and Hosang are there. Hosang didn't grow at all. So right there, it's looking okay. We could use some depth as well in terms of call-ups. Left wing, Panarin and DeBrusk start at the same spot. Paquin Boudreau's up to an 83. He'll be the third line guy. Lupul and Bleed, I'm probably going to trade Bleed and then have the extra right wing play left and have Lupul be our true depth guy. And then at center, the big 4, Bergeron, Draisaitl, Spears, and Zarnik. All playmakers, all top guys. Draisaitl still only listed as a second line forward, but again, he's 23 with elite potential. Had a great season last year in Edmonton. I got a strong feeling this is going to be a really good year for us. Now again, we're not done trying to bolster this offense. We have a slight weakness at left wing. Johnny Gaudreau coming back home to Boston will hopefully be the one to put us over the edge. Arneson and Hamonic are expendable at this point because of our prospects finally growing. Smith is just a throw-in just to get a guy. Will this go through? It will not. Correction. Good old David Brohl is going to be a throw-in just to equal it out. And that works out too. Brohl will be immediately sent down. Zaboral will come up. So for Arneson and Hamonic, we get rid of their cap space, make move for our next defenseman, and it's Johnny Gaudreau being acquired. Is it perhaps a little bit uneven if you look at it just a little bit? And actually, now that we say that, let's see if we can tack on a third round pick. But again, these are defensemen we don't exactly need. I was looking at other people as well, and as you guys know, it is goddamn impossible to get anybody worth extreme value, which is why I'm pretty happy with the 2 deals we've made. Can we tack on these 2 later picks just to balance it out? No, we can't. How about just a 4th, Calgary? Quit screwing me over here. There we go. You know what? We're doing it. Arneson and Hamonic are gone. Johnny Gaudreau is in to help bolster our left line spot, left wing spot, I should say. I'm excited. We have offense. And to cap off this episode, truly, I have no idea how long this is going to be. These are my, at least, projected lines for the start of the season. DeBrusk, Bergeron, Pasternak. What you're going to see throughout these lines, I like to keep the left-handed, right-handed dynamics. So left wings, left-handed shots, right wing, right-handed shots. That is what we're sticking with, I should say. Zuccarello, Draisaitl, Panarin on the second line. Zuccarello needs to rebound. He's getting older, and we need to really get Panarin back up to an 87. Hopefully, he can rebound. Third line, Gaudreau, Zarnik, and Spears, again, keeping that dynamic. I don't really want to have Yakupov down on the 4th line, so let me know if we should stick with this. If not, obviously, we'll simply swap out Yakupov for Spears. Paquin Boudreau has 80 in faceoffs despite being a left wing, so we have no problem keeping him there. And Zachary Senshin as well. Defensively, it's looking damn good. Hedman and Krug up top. Morrow, Zaboral, Carlo, and Lozon. So 3 of our big prospects are in our lineup now. Sean Day is really the only big one left who is yet to make it in. So as you see, 93, 93, 92 in terms of ratings. We've taken another massive departure in terms of our strategy. We've been bouncing around quite a bit in terms of what we've been looking to do, with your user feedback and kind of what I've had in mind and where to go with this series. But as we start Season 5 in the next episode, hopefully this is finally the team that is destined to make a strong playoff run. We've rebounded really well in terms of locker room chemistry already at an 82. And again, this team is so offensively stacked, yet we still have people who are good enough to work the penalty kill. Bergeron Pasta has 4-star defense. Senshin, 4.5-star defense. Draisaitl's a 4-star. So defensively and on the penalty kill, we should be fine as well. And of course, the power play in general should be great. But this is a season where big players need to step up, and we need these youth guys to really progress even further. DeBrusk, we need a big season from him. I'm not even going to break it down. We need a big season from everybody. But I want you to know, if you are one of the few who have made it to the end of this episode, what should we do? Is the team good to go, or should we maybe even look for something else? Again, they might not be the best overalls right now as we get towards the bottom with only 82s, but these are young guys, 22 years old, 24 years old, 22 years old, that can still progress and can still make an impact. So again, if you've made it to the end of this episode, I thank you very much. Let me know what you think. A lot of these decisions were spur of the moment, but I have to admit, I like the way the team looks. Really, the only casualties being Hamonic, Arneson, and really at the end of it, Joshua Hosang, as you'll see here, now down in Providence. Getting Johnny Gaudreau kind of forced him out of his spot, but again, he is only designated as a minor league scoring forward, so perhaps some time down in Providence will do well for him. We're looking for a big season out of Jansen Harkins. His potential dropped again, but he's still an 80 overall. He still had one hell of a season last year. We have some other prospects who are here. Anton Bleed, Joffrey Lupul, ready to be called up if needed. Defensively, still looking very strong. Day and Strand, both progressing well. And then guys who we drafted in the first season, the very first draft, Bell, Mikulovic, Hauff, and Davis, all drafted by us, are making progress and looking to potentially break into the lineup, or at least be that first call up. So let me know, is there anything we missed? What else should we do before starting Season 5? And again, as always, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time as we start Season 5 and hopefully our Stanley Cup run. And again, something a little bit different here on the end slate now that you guys have seen the changes we have made. If you made it to the end of this extended episode, again, thank you. But I'm nervous, man. I don't know if we got enough for Rask. I don't know if it was a mistake to trade our 2 defensive defensemen in Hamonic and Arneson. Maybe we should have held on to them, traded Carlo or Zaboral, and really gotten that elite player like a Connor McDavid, in combination with Rask or whatever. But I don't know. Again, let me know what you guys think down below in terms of the deals that were made. Again, nervous as hell throughout this episode, thinking that the issues were going to pop up again. Luckily, they didn't. This was a first take episode, and I'm happy it panned out. But again, maybe the moves weren't the best. But again, I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later.